Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another reading vlog. We are currently 3 days into a heat wave here in the Netherlands. It's very hot and not much is done except for chilling and reading. Also, I have some very specific goals for reading this week, so I thought that's perfect for a reading vlog. So let me just tell you about the book that I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. This is a Dutch translation, but it's like a book about climate change. It's like a summation of all the problems that might happen in the future if we don't do something about climate change. Very insightful. I'm not going to say a lot about this book in this reading vlog because I'm actually planning on making like a separate vlog on a bunch of books on climate change for anyone who's interested in that. And then after I finish that, I want to finally start reading or continue reading The Priory of the Orange Tree, which you all know I've been currently reading for about 3-4 months now. I started reading this and I got halfway through of this 800-page book and I've just never continued, so I want to finish it before the summer ends. I know it's kind of been turned into a joke on this channel that I still haven't read The Priory of the Orange Tree, but this reading vlog, we're gonna do it, I hope. I'm gonna try. So that's that. It's really hot in here, so we're just gonna continue my day and have some fun reading. So see you soon.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The most eventful thing today is that I migrated from the front of the garden to the back of the garden. Because it's cooler here. And now I'm just gonna continue reading my book in a cooler space. Alright, so I am now, I think I have only 60 pages left. I'm gonna read a little bit tonight again, and then tomorrow I can finish it. It's like too hot to read all the time. I just want to do nothing all day. What I did do, what I want to show you guys, is that I completely reorganized my notes app, because I used to have like a very primitive notes app that has notes from like years and years back, and I switched to a different notes app that actually allows for more organizations, and I transported it all from the old app to the new app, and now it all looks all organized and great. And I actually also use this to organize my reading, so when I'm reading like nonfiction or any book that I want to make immediate notes on, then I do that in this app because I always have my phone on me. And because if I don't do that, I will just forget everything I've ever read in a book, so I like to write things down. And it looks so clean and organized, and it makes me really happy. Hello! Today is Thursday. I didn't film anything yesterday because it was just another day of heat wave. you can just watch the first part of this vlog again and then you'll know what I did yesterday. But for now, I have good news, I have bad news, and I have hopeful news. The hopeful news is that today the heat wave is supposed to stop. If we're lucky, it's gonna rain tonight. The good news is that I finished The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. As you can see, I tabbed a lot. I had a lot of things that I wanted to remember. I kind of need all the information and all the things he said to kind of sink in before I can really articulate an opinion on it. But I did learn a lot of things, that's what I can say, and I think I enjoyed this. But like I said, sometimes you just need to let it sink in a little bit. And now that I finished this book, like I said at the beginning of this vlog, I want to continue reading the Priory, the Orange Tree. But here's the bad news. I don't actually have that book with me right now, because I'm really stupid, and when I went to my parents I was like, do I need to take the Priory with me? No, probably not. I'll probably spend all my time reading The Uninhabitable Earth and then I'll come back and then I'll read the book. But I finished it way quicker than I thought, and I also can't go back to my room in my university room yet right now because it's just way too hot there. Like, it's a room on the south, it has single glass, very poorly isolated. It's just unlivable right now, so I need to wait for this heat wave to pass before I can come back. And I'll probably only go back maybe tomorrow or the day after that. Like, I'll still read the Priory in this vlog, but now I have like 2 days in which I don't have a book because all my TBR books are in my university room. So I don't have any of my own books right now that I can read, but luckily my parents have quite the library. Okay, so my parents have a lot of books. This is just one shelf. There's, as you just saw, there's one more over there and some more over there as well. This is like my life goal, to have a huge library like this as well. So for example, one of the books that I found here is I, Robot. This is a Dutch translation and it really confused me because I want to read this book really badly. I plan on making a specific like themed reading vlog video in which I try some science fiction books because I want to get into science fiction. So if you have any science fiction recommendations, let me know in the comments. But one of the ones that I wanted to read was I, Robot because it's such a classic and it's pretty short. And the English original one from the library has 90 pages, but this Dutch translation has 200 pages, and it really confuses me because I know books get longer if you translate them from English to Dutch, but not this much longer. So I don't know why this one is so big in comparison to the original English one. Maybe it's like a preface or something. I had no idea that my parents had this book. I want to read this one, but I want to read it in English, so I get it from the library someday. Also, my mom has like a lot of crime books there behind you, but I'm not really into like thrillers and crimes. That's like one of the genres that I don't really read, actually. Basically, I'm looking for a book that I can just read for like 2 days. So either I want it to be able to finish it super quickly, or I want it to be a book that I can just start with and then it's okay if I put it down again until a later time, because, you know, once I get back to my room I want to start the Priory of the Orange Tree. Down here you can see this little collection of banned books. I have read Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis in this edition, and I actually originally read Brave New World in this edition, but I now have another copy, an English copy, for when I want to reread it. There are a lot of books that are like pretty popular on here that apparently were banned once. Lolita is on here. The Hunchback of the Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Oh right, also Slaughterhouse 5. I also read that one in this edition. John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. But one that I kind of really want to read, even though it's probably like torture to me, is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. You might maybe recognize this cover a bit more. As you can see, it's a thick boy. It's 600 pages of Russian literature. hear me out, okay? This is supposed to be really good, really interesting, about a guy who murders someone, and then there's like a lot of philosophical stuff going on and psychological drama. I don't normally enjoy reading literary classics that are this big, but there's a part of me that's like, you know, it's a challenge. One day you're gonna read that one and then you can say that you finished it. So I thought I can just already start reading this a little bit in these coming days, then I'll put it away and then I'll pick it back up again in September or October, and then I can, you know, slowly get through it. Maybe it'll make it easier for me to actually finish it if I take it in small bits. So yeah, you can all call me crazy for trying to read a book like this, but it's a challenge that I'm taking on. So I'm gonna take this boy and read it in the garden, like the quick fun summer read that it is.
Je hebt een boek van mij.
Ja, ik heb kastboek. Hello, it is Friday today. I read like 40 pages of this book. I can't really say a lot about it other than that I do find it quite interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this now because tonight I'm going back to my university room so I can continue reading the Priory, the Orange Tree. Also, you may have just seen me unbox this salt lampstone thing. I got that as like an early birthday gift because in 2 weeks I will be 23. Alrighties, we are back in my university room. I just finished filming a video. I reacted to my booktube newbie tag, which was a lot of cringe, but there was space for a lot of reflection. The original booktube newbie tag is privated, but because I react to it in that reaction video, you can sneak a peek at it. So if you want to watch me react to my booktube newbie tag, I will link it up the screen there. But today, this morning during my breakfast, I started reading The Priory, the Orange Tree. Who knew that going back to an epic fantasy after 3 months can be kind of confusing? There are a lot of things that I don't remember, but it's slowly coming back to me. Okay, so I do have a little thing to confess. One of the reasons it took me so long to pick it back up was because I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I thought I was. Otherwise, obviously I would have picked it up way sooner and I probably would have already finished it. So I was kind of dreading picking it up again because I just kind of had a hard time getting through it and caring about the characters. But I will say so far, for the little bit I just read, I'm enjoying it more than 3 months ago. So maybe I just wasn't really in the mood for like an epic fantasy back then, but now I'm kind of into it. I think because we have these 4 perspectives and they all have their different storylines at different parts of the world, and I tend to have a really hard time caring about that. I tend to get like a favorite plot point that I like more than the others. But now, for the first time, they're slowly starting to, well, they're not intersecting yet, but I'm starting to see how certain plot lines are going to connect in the future, and that instantly makes me enjoy it more. I have like 2 perspectives that I like, and then the other 2 I'm like, I kind of don't care about these, but they're not really prominent at this part of the book right now, so I guess that's why I'm enjoying it. So we'll see. I still have 350 pages to go. That's a lot. I'm going to my boyfriend's house. I don't know if I'm gonna film there, but we'll see. Hi guys, so it's Monday today, and I am on page 600, which sounds like a lot, but I still need 200 pages until it's finished. So far, this book is definitely getting better and better with each chapter. I definitely noticed that right now we're focusing most on this one character, Ede, and she's my favorite. So I'm really happy that Samantha Shannon decided to focus on her the most, because the other characters I still don't really care a lot about, except for this one other main character, Niklais. He's like an old alchemist, and he's on a ship with the pirates, and you guys know how I feel about pirates in fantasy. I just love that. But other than that, I'm definitely having a harder time really caring about the characters. So far I'm really enjoying all the mythology and all the world building and the plot, but the characters, I couldn't tell you their personalities. I'm really excited to see where those last 200 pages are gonna go, because this is a standalone fantasy novel, which I rarely ever read, so the story is just gonna wrap up. Like, it's gonna have an actual end. It's not gonna be like, oh, ending, see you in the sequel. No, it's just gonna be like beginning to end, done. And I like that. We need more fantasy standalones. Is this a look? Or do I just look 12? That wonderful and very rare moment when you reach page 700. I've already read 700 pages of one book. Finished it. Finally, 800 pages read. I bought this book I think somewhere in April. It was my quarantine book. That was the goal of this, and I finally finished it 4 months later, because I took a 3-month break. So the moment you've all been waiting for, what did I actually think of this book? Do I think it's worth the 800 pages, and would I recommend it? So let's first start with the pros, and that is just the world building, the dragons, the 6 different countries that all have their own different characters and their own myths and their own cultures, and oh god, there are so many characters. The world building is really what drove the story for me. And then the cons, to me, were the characters, because I just didn't really connect to them, didn't really care about them. I only cared about our, I guess, main character, Ede, so I'm really happy that she got the most screen time, or page time. But other than that, these characters rarely talk about themselves or their own feelings or their own life. They're mostly talking about the political intrigue and the plots and the myths and the dragons, so you don't really get to see them, you know? So that makes me not connect to them as much. Usually this would be a deal breaker for me. If I don't care about the characters, I don't care about anything, but because the world building was so cool and just I loved reading about all these different things, I still ended up enjoying it. And this book definitely gets better the more, oh, I'm keeping it upside down, wow. This book really gets better the more you read in it, because the more you read, the more immersed in the world you get. Do I think it's worth the 800 pages? Personally, I think there's one character, we get 4 perspectives. One of them, he's called Loth. I don't really see why it was vital for us to get his perspective, and I genuinely feel like if we just took him out of the story and just put him as a side character, the overall storyline would not have changed. But maybe I missed some things, I don't know, but that's my opinion. So I don't think it really needed to be this long, but it is doable. I think the key to getting through a big book like this is immersion, and this book is definitely immersive. So Finally, I can take that off my TBR. For now, I'm just gonna let this story sink in, you know, kind of wade in the beauty of a finished story. And then tomorrow I can choose a new book to read, and we'll see about that. We'll see that in another reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to follow me on my social media, the links are in the description. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you soon in another one. Goodbye!